We are on the way to the Nightmare on Elm Street house where Johnny Depp would actually star in one of his first movies. So I'm walking right now to where they filmed A Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984, directed by Wes Craven. And where I'm going right now is actually the main character, Nancy, her house where they had actually filmed the movie, and her boyfriend Glen, who was played by Johnny Depp, lived literally right across the street, well, diagonal. And I'm gonna show you both of those houses today in beautiful Hollywood, California. Let's go check it out. Growing up, Freddy Krueger was absolutely one of the most terrifying horror icons, horror monsters, slashers, you'd say, to me. And I actually have a story that actually left me traumatized and like scarred as a kid. It was when, I don't know, I would say I was probably about like 7 or 8 years old, maybe even younger. My father actually dressed up as Freddy Krueger. Well, he had this Freddy Krueger costume and this mask that looked so real. It looked just like the movie. It was, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, and it looked so real. And anyways, one time I was in the garage and, you know, he was just messing with me. My dad actually, you know, showed me horror movies growing up. Thank you, Dad. They changed my life, honestly, and I love horror movies. I'll always thank him for that. Basically, I was in the garage and he had come, you know, with the mask and the full set of costume at me. Well, basically he shut the lights off and he made like a noise like "Roar!" And all I could see, because it was daylight, you know, just the garage was shut, and I could see cracks of, like, you know, sunlight and light coming through, and I saw the Freddy outfit and I immediately screamed and just ran, and it was just insane. And that memory has stuck with me forever. I couldn't actually imagine having a dream about Freddy Krueger and being attacked. So right in front of me is Nancy's house from A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's actually super covered, and I'm pretty sure the owners want to keep their privacy, so I'm not really gonna film too much of it. But yeah, we're here. Let's check it out. Yeah, so Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street actually saved New Line Cinema from going out of business, from what I heard, or just saved them in general. But wow, there it is. There's Nancy's house. 1428 Elm. Well, not Elm Street, but, you know, in the movie. So this is where Nancy would live. This is where ultimately everything would take place. At the end of the movie, where Freddy gets into her dreams and she brings him into real life, and he ends up chasing and attacking her. But what's also really cool and interesting is, like I said earlier in the video, Johnny Depp's character, Glen, lived right across the street. And I'm pretty sure you all remember that famous scene where he gets basically dragged into his bed, into a pool of blood, and the blood goes up to the ceiling, and that's the end of Glen. Or Johnny Depp, I should say. No, Glen. Because we're talking about characters from a movie here, but in reality, it's Johnny Depp. There's really not much to see. I've come here before all this landscape was here, and it's a really beautiful house. It's sad that they're covering it all up this way. This is horror history, you know? This movie changed horror forever. It changed the horror movies forever. It's a slasher. Freddy Krueger is a slasher icon, and to me, I will always, always love it. That's about as much footage as I'm gonna be able to get of it. That's from the side. Not really too much to see. now I'm actually right in front of Glen's house. And you know what's really interesting, honestly? I'm not gonna lie. I think I like this house more than the house that they put Nancy in. And I don't know why. I think it's maybe just more of my vibe. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because Johnny Depp lived there. Who knows? So that was that. That was A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street. Filmed in 1984. Filming locations. Nancy's house. Not really too much to see anymore. Just because the owners got it covered up, you know. And that's okay. I respect their privacy. And then you got Glen's house. And honestly, I believe every person that they casted for that movie in the 80s, Heather Langenkamp, like, she was awesome as Nancy. I think it'd be cool if they brought her back. I think that'd be one of the coolest things ever. Bring Nancy back. Come on, yo. Come on, guys. Bring Nancy back. Bring her back. Bring Heather back. She's awesome. And Nancy is, you know, such an amazing character in this whole movie. She's a survivor, just ready for everything. She's ready for action, and I just think that's also why I loved the movie. And Johnny Depp as well. It's really cool to see Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's character is just really cool, you know, and it's cool to see him start off his career in a horror movie, especially a horror movie like A Nightmare on Elm Street. So thanks for watching, everybody. Sorry there wasn't really too much to see, but I'm glad I was able to bring everybody here, and I'm glad I'm able to be here to film this, and I'm glad it's still here because it's horror history. It would suck if anything happened to it, but I don't think anything's gonna happen to it. It's in a really nice neighborhood of Hollywood, California, and same with Glen's house. I'm a huge believer in horror history should be, you know, taken care of. Wes Craven is actually one of my favorite, I think everyone's favorite, or at least top 5 horror directors out there. My dad showed me Wes Craven. He put me on with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and it's one of my favorites, and it always will be. And that's something, again, like I said earlier, because my dad showed me horror movies, is something that I will always thank him for. Make sure you hit that like button, comment down below what you thought, where you want me to go next, and make sure you subscribe. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.